All right, everybody, the time has come. We are officially going to be starting next week construction on our ADU, which means additional dwelling unit here. This is a standard, about almost 500 square foot garage here where we live in California. We bought this house a little over a year ago and immediately knew that we wanted to convert this garage into an ADU. We're actually going to be doing Airbnbs here, so we want to walk you through the process. So I have the plans here in my hand. It took us about a month to even find an architect that was even available. So many of them are so busy right now. Once we found the architect, we worked with them on basically our design and what we wanted to do. And that whole process with also getting the permits from the city took about 6 months. Once we got the permits, then we also had to apply for the RTI permit, which is the ready to inspect. And we've done that basically all our, by ourselves. And what we want to do here is we're going to convert this into a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Now, walking inside the garage, where you're going to see here is there's going to be 2 bedrooms. So we'll have a bedroom along this wall here, another bedroom along that wall, and then right here is going to be the kitchen. Now, the great thing about this garage is look at how high, we have super high ceilings in this garage. So we're actually going to do an open ceiling. There's going to be one large beam that's going to be up here, and then we're also going to have skylights up in the roof. We're going to do a skylight above the kitchen and then also above the living room right here. Now, if I turn around here, there's already a window here. There's going to become 2 windows. They're going to take this out. They're going to do the front door right here. So if we walk outside, all right, so now we're outside. You can see the street right behind me. There's going to be the front door entrance right here. We're going to landscape this so it's super private along the perimeter of our house and along our neighbor's house. So that way this Airbnb will have a separate yard. It's going to be super private. We'll do big tall hedges as well, and there's going to be 2 windows, and then you can see how high our garage ceiling is. So there's going to be those really high beams with the 2 skylights. It's going to look really nice. All right, so here's that RTI permit, or ready to inspect permit. This is the permit that you need from the city to be able to have them come out and do the inspections. Every phase of construction has to have basically inspections. So the first one that we're starting next week is going to be the sewer line, which is going to tap into our main sewer line. But then circling back here to our plans that the architect that we had, you can see here, it's been approved by the city. This is the image of what our front is going to look like. I just showed you the street view, and then here you got the front door. There's two side windows, and there's actually another main window there, and then you can see the 2 skylights right there. And this is going to all be now, which is, you see the garage is open. It's going to all be plastered off, and then it's just going to be a main wall. And because it is connected to our house here, we're going to have them do a double wall of insulation and also soundboard. So our contractor said you'll be in our bedrooms or inside of our house and you'll hear absolutely nothing from what's going on in here. This is going to be all new construction. And then circling over here, you're going to see they're going to have to basically dig up this area here, which I'll show you next week once they start basically doing it, tapping into our sewer line, because our sewer line goes out there to the street. So this is going to be first, and then after that, they're basically going to be laying foundational bolts all along the perimeter of the garage, working on the back wall here and the soundboarding, and then there'll be a whole process from that point forward. ADUs, or additional dwelling units, have become extremely popular in our neighborhood. Up and down our street, there's multiple of them. In fact, even across the street, there's one. But a lot of people here, they're doing long-term rentals. Now, my wife and I, we chose to do Airbnb on this unit because we are business owners. We want to try this out. You can actually get more money long-term for Airbnb rentals than you can long-term rental. And if we want to travel or be able to come back to this property and even rent out the main house for Airbnb or long-term rental and then move into something else. So this is really our, we're working on our financial future and starting to plot and kind of plan what we want to do. So again, we're going to do the Airbnb first, see how that goes. And the reason why we think it's going to be great is the area that we live in We're very close to Malibu. It's probably about 15 minutes away. The beach, so you have Malibu Beach up Topanga State Beach. There's a lot of beaches that's very close to us. There's beautiful hiking trails that's within walking distance from our property as well. Hiking, biking trails. There's also bars and restaurants that's very close to us. There's schools and colleges. There's a lot of tech industries as well. So doing our research, we found that a lot of people would be interested in this area because of what we'd offer. So we're going to try out the Airbnb now. If that doesn't work, see how that goes. Then we will then move into a long-term rental. So there's definitely different options that we have. Now, the reason why we chose to get our own architect versus there's a lot of companies, there's a lot of ADU builders out there that will consolidate the architectural plans, the permitting, also the building of everything into one lump sum. And that can be close to about $150,000 for what we're trying to do here. Now, the reason why we chose to do the a la carte method or find our own architect and then find our own contractor was to really save money. I grew up, my dad is a general contractor, so I knew that bundling all of those services, we'd be paying a premium. So finding our own architect, we spent close to anywhere between about $7,000 and $10,000 to get all the permits and to get the final permits. There's a lot of different variations, fire department, the city, and all of that stuff. But we did all that for about $7,000 to $10,000, and then with our contractor, we're looking at anywhere between about $60,000 and $70,000 that we're going to be into right now, which should be finishing up. Now that does not include the landscaping; that is going to be separate, but that's just part of the deal. The $150,000 that we got quoted as well was not including landscaping. That was just the architectural permits, plans, and also the building of everything. So this is what we chose to do. So again, I just want to say thank you guys. Follow along for the ride here. It's going to be starting next week. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel so that way you can stay up to date. And thank you so much. Peace.